Welcome to another one of my videos. I will be sharing 2 sutras in Buddhism today. And like, subscribe, and share the video and tell me what you guys think in the comments. Hope this was helpful. Let me know. Let's begin. So the first sutra is the Adita Sutra, and this is an experience between a woman and the Buddha. And please excuse my pronunciation and vocabulary if it's wrong, but you guys will understand the true meaning behind these teachings. So here we go. When a house is on fire, the vessel salvaged is the one that will be of use, not the one left there to burn. So when the world is on fire with aging and death, one should salvage one's wealth by giving. What's given is wealth salvage. What's given bears fruit as pleasures, what isn't given does not. Thieves take it away, or kings, it gets burnt by fire or lost. Then, in the end, one leaves the body together with one's possessions. Knowing this, the intelligent man enjoys possessions and gives. And having enjoyed and given these possessions in line with his means, uncensured, he goes to the heavenly state of nirvana. So this sutra is mainly about letting go, not clinging, and being more virtuous, compassionate, and giving to others, and not letting suffering from an experience such as a house burning down get in the way or prevent you from experiencing nirvana and being enlightenment. And now for the next sutra in Buddhism, and I can really relate to this, and this is one of my favorite suttas. And learn and practice this sutta, and if you do, nothing will stand in your way of your dreams and your goals, and much more. So I highly recommend this practice. So the title of this sutta is The Removal of Distracting Thoughts. Thus have I heard, on one occasion the Blessed One was living in Savatthi in Jeta's Grove in the park. There he addressed the bhikkhus, thus: Bhikkhus, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Blessed One said this: Bhikkhus, when a bhikkhu is pursuing the higher mind, from time to time he should give attention to the 5 signs. What are the 5 signs, you may ask? Here, bhikkhus, when a bhikkhu, which is a monk or a bodhisattva, process of helping others, I'm still learning, but is giving attention to some sign, and owing to that sign there arise in him evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, hate, and with delusion, then he should give attention to some other sign connected with what is wholesome. So you decrease that aversion with something more positive. When he gives attention to some other sign connected with what is wholesome, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion are abandoned in them and subside. With the abandoning of them, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singulessness, and concentrated. Just as a skilled carpenter or his apprentice might knock out, remove, or extract a coarse peg by means of a fine one, so too, when a bhikkhu, bhikkhu, gives attention to some other sign that is connected with what is wholesome, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, and brought to singulessness and concentrated, a lot more concentrated. And there's different levels of concentration in the Eightfold Noble Path, which are different samadhis and higher consciousnesses that you can also experience with meditation and practice. If while he is giving attention to some other sign connected with what is wholesome, there still arise in him evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion, then he should examine the danger in those thoughts. Thus, These thoughts are unwholesome, they are reprehensible, they result in suffering. Recognize that. When he examines the danger in those thoughts, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion are abandoned in him and subside. With the abandoning of them and the aversions, his mind becomes internally quieted and brought to singleness and more concentrated. Just as a man or a woman, young, youthful, and fond of ornaments, would be horrified, humiliated, and disgusted if the carcass of a snake or a dog or a human being were hung around his or her neck, so too, when a bhikkhu examines the danger in those thoughts, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singleness, and concentrated. If while he is examining the danger in those thoughts, and there still arise in him evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion, then he should try to forget those thoughts, and should not give any attention to them. Completely forget. When he tries to forget those thoughts and does not give attention to them, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion are abandoned in him and subside. With the abandonment of them, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, and more concentrated. Just as a man with good eyes who did not want to see forms that had come within range of sight would either shut his eyes or look away, so too, when a bhikkhu tries to forget those thoughts and does not give attention to them, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singleness, and more concentrated in the samadhis. If while he is trying to forget those thoughts and is not giving attention to them, and there still arise in him evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, hate, and with delusion, then he should give attention to stilling those thoughts and formation of those thoughts. When he gives attention to stilling the thought formation of those thoughts, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and delusion are abandoned, quieting his mind, singleness, and he becomes more concentrated. Just as a man walking fast might consider, why am I walking fast? What if I walk slowly? So the chemical changes to the retinas of the eyes have more time, and you can fully experience that moment. Mindful walking as well, and being mindful of reading. And he would walk slowly. Then he might consider, why am I standing? What if I sit? And he would sit. Then he might consider, why am I sitting? What if I lie down? And he would lie down. By doing so, he would substitute for each grosser posture one that was subdued. So too, when a bhikkhu gives attention to stilling the thought formation of those thoughts, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singleness and concentration. You have to master your emotions and your mind, sita in Buddhism as they call it. Okay. If while he is giving attention to stilling the thought formation of those thoughts, there still arise in him evil and unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, hate, and delusion, then with his teeth clenched and his tongue pressed against the roof of his mouth, he should beat down, constrain, and crush mind with mind, sita with sita. When, with his teeth clenched and his tongue pressed against the roof of his mouth, he beats down, constraining, and crushes mind with mind, then any evil, unwholesome thoughts connected with desire, with hate, and with delusion are abandoned in him and subside. With the abandoning of them, his mind becomes steadied, quieted, and more concentrated, just as a strong man might seize a weaker man by the head or shoulders and tongue pressed against the roof of his mouth. A bhikkhu beats down, constrains, and crushes sita with sita, his mind, in his mind. His mind becomes steadily, internally quieted, and brought to singleness and concentrated. Bhikkhus, when a bhikkhu is giving attention to some sign, I'll sum it all up. When a bhikkhu is giving attention to some sign, and owing to that sign, there arise in him evil and wholesome thoughts connected with desire, hate, aversion, delusion. Then when he gives attention to some other sign, a more positive outlook on stuff, and other practices connected with what is wholesome, any such evil and wholesome thoughts are abandoned in him and subside. And with the abandoning of them, his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singlessness and concentrated. When he examines the danger in those thoughts, when he tries to forget those thoughts and does not try to give attention to those thoughts, when he gives attention to stilling the thought formation of those thoughts, when his teeth are clenched and his tongue is pressed against the roof of his mouth, he beats down, constrains, and crushes sita with sita, mind with mind. Any such evil and wholesome thoughts are abandoned in him, and his mind becomes steadied, internally quieted, brought to singlessness and more concentrated in higher samadhis. This bhikkhu is then called a master of the courses of thought. He will think whatever thought he wishes to think, and he will not think any thought that he does not wish to think. He has severed craving, flung off the fetters, and with the complete penetration of conceit, he has made an end to suffering. And that is what the Blessed One said, and the bhikkhus were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. So that is the summary of that sutra, and I'd also like to compare. You can't overcome or fight anger with anger. Anger only ceases with love, compassion, and kindness. So fight anger with love. And I also tell people when I'm doing my martial arts, fighting or training people, you do not want to get angry when you fight. It makes you feel like you are more in control and you punch harder and stuff, but that's not the reality of it. It makes you feel like you are, but really what it's doing is it's making your sita, your mind, more narrow, and you can't react and proceed as well as you would with a mindful, focused mind. So yeah, hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think of the video in the comments below.